Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Turnips and Tangerines, and today we are going to be making homemade sauerkraut following a recipe that I found on Mary's Nest. She has a YouTube channel and she does all probiotics and things like that on her channel, all, natural, and she really does a lot of nice stuff on there. So I found the recipe on her channel and it looked easy enough, so I thought I'm going to give it a try. I've never made it before, so we're going to see what happens. And I'm just going to follow the way she had it on her channel. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off all of the leaves from our cabbage, the outer leaves, and then we're going to go from there. So, the thing we got to do is take our cabbage, take off the first couple outer leaves, she said. And she suggested to use an organic cabbages, but I got mine, I don't know if they're organic, but I bought mine at Wagner's Market in Black Creek, and they specifically grow cabbage for kraut. In fact, it's called kraut cabbage. So that's what I bought. The outer leaves, and she said save the leaves. You can put them in your compost pile if you do that. I don't, but I guess I didn't think ahead. I could have maybe made stuffed cabbage rolls today, but oh well, that's okay. And then you can see this is nice and wet yet from when I got it at the farmer's market. And now she said to cut it in half. Now this is a very sharp knife. Never used it before, so hopefully I'll be okay. And this is a big cabbage. Yeah. Just wanna cut it. I don't know if you can even split it like that. I might have to get a different knife. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Getting there. She said just to cut it in half. Definitely smells like cabbage. going to take our sharp knife and lightly slice or shred the cabbage as thin as you can. And just keep shredding it and shredding it like that, just like you would if you're making coleslaw. Just keep going down with your knife. Oh. Until you get it all shredded. And when you get it all shredded, I'll show you what we're going to do next. But I'm going to put my camera just a little closer. You can see, like I said, making coleslaw. And then we're just going to put that there and put it in a glass bowl so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep on shredding all of it. I'm putting it all in my glass bowl, just like you're going to make coleslaw. And I'm just going to keep on shredding all my cabbages here. And, whoop, come on. And when I'm done shredding all this, I will be back and I will show you what we do next. I have my cabbage in the bowl here, shredded, and this is only half of one cabbage. I have 3 more to go, so this is going to make a lot of kraut. And now we're going to take our salt, kosher salt, or sea salt, or a thick salt, and we are going to sprinkle that on. This is 2 tablespoons in there, and you mash it according to Mary. Oh yeah. And pound. And pound until you get it nice and mashy. And we're just going to keep doing this. Yeah. And I'll be back. And I'll be back. Oh, I'm going to get hot doing this all day. So keep on mashing your kraut. I'll get my husband to do this. That is too much work for me. James, I got a job for you. Okay, we have our cabbage in our big old-fashioned pickle type jar here. I mean, this thing is heavy and it is full. And we had 2 heads of cabbage that we sliced thinly, and then we pounded it down with our kraut pounder. And my husband helped me, and thank God for that. So now I'm just lightly doing this and getting that all settled in there. I also added, I ground up the stem ends of the kraut from the cabbage, the stem ends that I took out. I ground those up in my food processor, and I added that. And we have our cabbage and our salt, and that's about it. It's hard to say how much salt to use because it all depends upon how much cabbage you have. I didn't add any water. That's just all natural water from the cabbage. And now I'm just going to lightly put it down, push it down, and cover it. And we are going to let it sit and ferment for, I really don't know how many days. I guess that all depends. And keep pounding it down. Probably once a day, twice a day. I am going to go back on Mary's Nest site. Her shirt is kind of big. And we're going to find all that information out. So, I'm not quite sure, but it was a job pounding all that down. But it'll be well worth it. I'm just gonna cover it. Cover. Like I said, I don't even remember where I bought this. It's actually an old-fashioned pickle jar. That's what this is, but it's perfect for the two heads of cabbage that I have in here. So I'm going to just lightly put that down a little closer so you can kind of see exactly what's going on in there. And we'll get a little close up here. Yeah, let's see, but that's what it looks like. And this is the Kraut pounder. I bought that on Amazon. It is M-O-K-O-S-H-A, I guess. I don't know. But that's it. It's a Kraut pounder. I bought that on Amazon last year. I haven't used it the first time. Like I said, the first time I actually am trying to attempt this, so we'll see. But that's what it looks like in the big glass jar. I have the cover on. I'm going to have to make sure I read up on it on Mary's site and make sure I got that done right. I hope I do. I think I do. That's starting to look good already. It certainly smells like cabbage, or I mean sauerkraut, which is, you know, cabbage. So there we go. So there we go. Next is going to be refrigerator pickles. So that's what I'm at next. So I will be back with my sauerkraut here in a few days, and we're gonna see how it, you know, pretty soon it will start bubbling as it ferments down, and more water will come to the top, I imagine, and we'll keep pounding it down, and every couple days we'll take a peek at it until it's ready to be jarred up. So there we go. That's my first attempt at homemade sauerkraut. So let's see how that goes. Have a good day. Bye-bye. And I'm going to let you take a peek inside. It smells good. There we go. I'm going to stick my camera right in there. And you can see the bubbles. You can see it like fizzing and bubbly. And that's what you want. This is day 2. Well, today's Sunday, so we made it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's going on really day 3. Day 3. Yeah, and this is when it really started to bubble or fizzy. Definitely smells like sauerkraut. Starting to really soften up, looking like sauerkraut. And when it becomes kind of the way I would like it to be, meaning color-wise, taste-wise, I will jar it up and I will put it in the back of my refrigerator. And I will say some of the juice, Mary suggested drinking about a 2-ounce glass of Kraut juice per day, or, you know, I guess whenever you can. And this went really well so far. And I think it's going to go well until I jar it up. And I'm thinking I might make another batch. This was only 2 heads of cabbage. So I would probably go and do it again. Like I said, that cabbage was, I don't know if it was $2 a head or something like that, which is, you know, for $4, that's a lot of Kraut. And I did not add an apple to this one, which Mary's Nest does suggest that. But I didn't. So I think I will make another batch of Kraut, but I'll add the apple to the next batch. And maybe I'll do another little video on that too. But so far, so good. Next step will be jarring it up. Have a good weekend. See you soon. I'm back. Today was a big day. I jarred up all of my sauerkraut. My husband and I made it last Friday. which that was September 1st. Okay, on Friday we made it. And then today is Thursday, the 7th. So it's been sitting on my cupboard for 7 days. The process was really easy, very easy to do. The worst part about it was pounding the kraut down, which I had my husband do that. But other than that, I mean, once you got the kraut, sliced thinly and pounded down with some salt, there really wasn't much else to do. Once you put it in here, and I had this great big glass old pickle jar that I bought. I think I bought this at like Goodwill. It was really cheap. And I mean, once you got this full, you pretty much just let it sit on your cupboard for 7 days. I did pound it down occasionally because I'd never made it before, so I really wasn't quite sure how to, go about it. So I just did that for like 3 days in a row. I pounded it every morning, and then after that, I just kind of let it sit. And it turned out great. I tried it today, and it was the cabbage had softened up really nice. The color was good. It was sour, but not overly sour. But it was still kind of crunchy, which I do like in sauerkraut. Sometimes I think sauerkraut can be a little mushy, in some brands just aren't. I like the crispy kraut, I guess you could say. So I let that do its thing for a week, and if you remember, I had 2 heads of cabbage in here only, and I cored them, and then I ground up the core, but yeah, that's all that, and it was like up to here, and then it went down to about right here, and that was where it was when I jarred it up today. So, I mean, other than that, for $2 or $2 a head, so for $4 I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this size. So what is this, 3 quarts or something like that? 3 quarts. I got 5 of these, which for my husband and I will be plenty. I can't wait to try it. The first thing I'm going to make is a pork roast with sauerkraut, and then you open up your pork roast, and then you put slices of garlic and onion in each slice, and then you cover it with the sauerkraut, and then you let it bake all day long, and then you serve that with mashed potatoes. You make like a nice gravy. I'm going to make that in honor of my mom, because she always made that, and so did my grandma, and it was so good. It's still one of my favorites. So that's what I'm going to make first of all with this kraut, and then we'll go from there. And then I got, I don't even know what is this, I don't know, maybe 2 cups. I got 2 cups of leftover sauerkraut juice that Mary's Nest, from Mary's Nest, that I followed her recipe. She said to drink some of this every day. A little bit of kraut juice is good for you. So I thought, well, what the heck? I mean, why throw it away? I might as well drink it, So I thought I'd save that. So I got that too. And then I also got this little baby full of kraut. That was what was left in the bottom of the bowl. What I did was I transferred the kraut from here to a bowl, and then I scooped it into the jars. It was just hard enough to get it out of here. So, and I got one of these, and I am going to freeze, and my husband can take with him when he goes to work. And he can take it on the road with him, and he can use his frozen kraut with whatever he wants to make with it. So another one of my favorites is, I do love Reuben sandwiches, so I can't wait to make one of those with my new kraut. But I am gonna, my new homemade kraut that I made myself. That's so nice when you can say that. And after I made this, and after doing this process, I don't think I'll ever buy kraut again, to be honest with you. No, it was easy to do. I will definitely have to mix up some more because while cabbage is in season, you might as well. So this is what I got all together. Here is the big jar that was filled up to the top, and by the time I pounded it down and let it sit for the week, I think today it was like up to this little mark here. I kind of, wanted to make sure on that. So actually it did, settle down really nice. And that was this container. And then out of that container, I got 5 of these big jars of Kraut. I wasn't sure how far to fill them, or, so hopefully I didn't overfill them, and hopefully they won't leak all over, but if they do, oh well, I'll wipe it up. And then I got this. This is the Kraut juice that was suggested to drink. It's a probiotic, so it's good for you there, for your gut health. So we got that, and then I got this little baggie full that I am going to freeze, because I would also like to see how the freezing goes also, just in case we make more and I decide to freeze it instead of jarring it up. I know a friend of my husband's, he makes sauerkraut also, and he freezes his, and we've had his and it tastes good too. So we'll see what happens. That maybe for longer storage the freezing might make more sense for us, because it's just the 2 of us. So I mean, how much kraut can you eat? I mean, really, maybe we'll eat it all the time, I don't know. But that's what I got out of our kraut making expedition, and I'm real pleased with it. Now I'm gonna just let you come up here a little bit more again. Come on, can we move here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. I would highly suggest that you make your own and give it a try. I mean, like I said, if you don't like it, or it's just not something you care for once you get it made, well, give it to somebody. Hey, why not? Somebody that likes kraut, they might go, wow, that really is nice. I mean, maybe not everybody wants to eat homemade kraut. I don't know. I really liked it. Like I said, it tastes more cabbage flavor than kraut out of a can. I don't know. I never liked the kraut out of the can. I prefer to buy it in a jar because it always tasted tinny to me. But now that I made my own, I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can just go in my refrigerator and grab my own kraut out. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you check out marysnest.com. She also has a YouTube channel that has tons and tons and tons of stuff on it. And if you're into the probiotics or the kombucha or the Cabbages or whatever, she's got everything sourdough and other recipes also. But if you are looking for recipes for that, I highly suggest going there, checking it out, and see what else. I mean, I haven't even checked out everything she has on her site. I mean, that's how much she has on there. So there you go. I hope you have a good day. I hope you try some kraut and kraut juice, and you have yourself a good day. And I hope to see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.